Hi friends, and welcome back to another week of Bible Adventures. Today we're going to be looking at a story in the Old Testament again about a character who showed a great character trait that I have and you have, and your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your cousins, your siblings, any child of God has. And that character trait is courage. Courage involves making good choices in the face of fear and obstacles. It's another term for bravery. And remember, bravery doesn't mean fearlessness. It means not letting fear hold us back from new opportunities, developing our skills, and doing what is right. Some examples of courage for me is maybe as simple as trying a new food, or maybe meeting new friends, or riding a bike for the first time, or as simple as doing something that I am fearful of doing, but I know that God will be with me and provide me the strength to get through it. Now, before we read that story, let's go ahead and say a prayer. Dear God, like I say every week, I am so grateful for my friends that I am getting to know this summer. God, I pray that we are able to see the courage we have inside of us, even though sometimes it may be a little hard to see. God, I pray that you show each and every one of these friends what true courage and bravery looks like through the story we're going to be looking at today. And I pray that we have eyes to see and ears to hear as we dive into this lesson today. In Jesus' name, amen. So the story we're going to look at today is a story about a woman named Esther. Let's go ahead and read that story. Esther lived with her cousin Mordecai in the land of Persia. One day, the king of Persia decided to choose a new queen. He said, I want Esther to be my queen. She is the most beautiful woman in all the land. Now, there was a man named Haman who did bad things. Haman said to everyone, you must bow down to me because I am more important than you. Mordecai said, I will not kneel down for you, Haman. I will only kneel down for God. This made Haman very, very mad. Haman wanted to hurt Mordecai and all of Mordecai's people. So Haman made a plan. He decided to trick the king. Haman told the king that Mordecai and his people were bad. Haman said to the king, if you will make a law to hurt Mordecai and all of his people, I will give you a lot of money. Now the king liked the money, so he said, yes, I will do this. And they had a feast, and Haman was happy. But when Mordecai heard of the new law, he cried. All of Mordecai's people were afraid. The people did not know what to do. And Mordecai said, I can help you. I will tell my cousin Queen Esther to talk to the king, and she can ask him not to hurt my people. At first, Esther was very afraid. She thought, I cannot go to the king unless he calls for me. I might lose my life. What would Esther do? Would she have courage? Esther made her choice. She said, I want to help my people. I am willing to go to the king. When Esther went to the king, he was happy to see her. Esther told the king about Haman's trick to hurt Mordecai's people, and she said to the king, please save these good people because they are my people too. The king was surprised. He said, I can write a new law and I will help Mordecai's people. Queen Esther was very happy. She knew she had done the right thing. She saved all of Mordecai's people, and she had a lot of courage. You have courage too. It's right inside of you. When someone wants to hurt your friend, you can say, no, I will not let you hurt my friend. That is what courage is. Now, in that story, Esther really had a good opportunity to practice her courage. She knew that what the king was going to do to Mordecai was not right, and so she had to stop it. She had to have the courage to go to the king. And like I said, courage can be a little hard, but I want to share something with you that my dad told me that helps me understand courage a little better. So, do we all like riding bikes? Because I know I do. And when you were learning how to ride a bike, did you magically one day wake up and start pedaling away as fast as you could down the driveway? For me, that was not the case. For me, learning how to ride a bike looked like this. I had some older siblings, so I would watch them ride their bikes as fast as they could, waiting for the day it was my turn. Well, one day, my mom and dad got me a bike with training wheels. And my dad helped me every step of the way in understanding how to ride my bike. Well, one day, he came up to me after I knew how to ride it with training wheels and said, well, T, today's the day that we're going to take those training wheels off and we're going to ride the bike with no training wheels. I remember that day pretty vividly. I was scared, but you know what? I knew my dad was going to be with me and help me through it all. he would push me off and I would start pedaling and he would say, pedal, pedal, pedal. And it helped me. And eventually I was able to ride the bike all by myself. And he didn't have to push me. He just got to stand there and encourage me along the way. Have you ever thought that courage could look a little like that? We're not ever going to wake up one day and be the most brave person in the world. But as we practice with little steps, eventually this courage will come naturally to us. Now, I'm sure when you get on a bike, you don't always have to think about, okay, I have to pedal, I have to pedal, I have to pedal. Your brain just tells you to do it. And eventually when we practice courage enough, I believe that that's what can happen. The most important part of practicing courage for us is remembering that God is always with us. Just like my dad was always with me in learning how to ride a bike, I can remember when I'm practicing courage, even when it looks really scary, God is always with me. Here's a verse I want to read to you that encourages me to remember that. Joshua 1:9 says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous, and do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Did you hear that word? Wherever. Not just here, not just there, but wherever you go, He will always be with you. So just remember that courage and bravery may start out by just simple things. Maybe trying that vegetable that you're scared to try, and that's okay. Just try that, and then we can take bigger steps. Maybe making new friends, that's a small step too. And eventually, once we practice our courage and our bravery, maybe one day we'll be able to stand up to the bully that is bullying our friend and saying, no, that is not okay. Just like Esther went to the king and said, you are not going to hurt my people. Friends, like I said, it can be hard to learn. But when we take small steps, we can become courageous. My challenge to you is to brainstorm with your friends or family what are a couple ways that you can do to practice your courage throughout the week. For me, I'm going to practice my courage by maybe going up to more people and talking to them. For me, it's sometimes scary to go up and say hi to someone, but when I am taking those small steps, it will eventually come naturally and I will be a more brave and courageous person. I am so thankful for each and every one of you, and I hope you are able to see that the true courage we have when we practice making little steps and when we remember that God is with us through every step of the way. I am so thankful for each and every one of you, and I cannot wait to see you next time on Bible Adventures. Bye, friends.